Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin, and this is a weather report. I'd like to talk about the weather health stresses for June 10th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We also maintain a patient weather storefront on Amazon. Purchases made through our patient weather storefront on Amazon support the activities of patient weather. Looking at the surface map for Wednesday, we can see we have just one massive cool front hanging all the way from the border areas between Wisconsin and Minnesota, all the way down through Iowa, into Kansas, across into central Colorado, probably Denver, and back over towards Salt Lake City. However, the focus of most of the weather activity is either the plains, the middle Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, or as you can see, spreading a bit about the northeast, and that's behind that warm front that's already making its way up through Maine. Looking at our vitality index, which is a composite of where all of the individual weather elements may have some impact on human health, and you can see, except for much of the west and southwest, there is some kind of activity going on across most of the country, but the focus of activity is in the Texas-Oklahoma Panhandle area, up the northern plains into the Mississippi and western Ohio Valley. Looking at pressure change, as pressure change is one element that many people react to with weather, and we have rising pressure across British Columbia, Vancouver, across all of Washington state, across northern Idaho into northwestern Montana. Note the falling pressure areas all the way from Wisconsin, Minnesota, across portions of Michigan, and then swinging around and coming all the way up the eastern seaboard from Virginia, up through Maryland, up into Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, across into most of the upstate New York and almost all of New England. Temperature changes. Now this is the temperature change, dramatically temperature changing, as almost all of the east will be warming strongly, but you'll note we have this one bubble area of even increasing temperatures here in the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle area, making its way into western Kansas. Then looking at dew point temperatures change, and we can see we are drying out the west, and that is confirmed here with the vapor pressure. But note, vapor pressure will be increasing significantly here across much of the east, the eastern Ohio Valley, and making its way all the way into New England. So this will be increasing vapor pressure or increasing dew point temperatures. Looking at instability, which is that measure of where the unsettled weather are, the really strong storms, and you can see it has shifted its focus now through the northeastern portions of the plain. A lot of it focused right around Iowa into Illinois, but very unsettled up here in the northern plains and into the central to northern Mississippi Valley. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, and with this we're looking at migraine stresses running from Idaho across into northern Wyoming, almost all of Montana, moving on into Nebraska, north all the way through the Dakotas, and then picking up northwestern Iowa and almost all of Minnesota. You'll note that we have a very small, narrow band of coastal migraine stress here in portions of Maine. The remainder stresses are asthma and arthritis, and you'll see it's rather significant up the coast of California into southern Nevada. Another area of asthma and arthritis stress here from the Texas Panhandle area across Oklahoma and up into western Kansas, picking up southeastern Colorado. Also note that we have asthma and arthritis stress across Michigan, but the more significant area is here from the Appalachians all the way from the Florida Panhandle across through the Appalachians into Georgia, all the way up the Appalachians into New York State, but becoming most significant here along the eastern Virginia, Maryland, and into New Jersey areas. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, tell us where you're located.